Hey everyone, welcome back. Today we're diving into a controversial and complex topic, sports washing. If you've been following international sports events, you may have heard this term, which refers to the use of sports to improve a country or organization's image, often to cover up unethical practices or human rights issues. But how does it work? And why do some powerful players in politics and business turn to sports to change public perception? In this episode, we'll explore what sports washing is, why it's so effective, and some of the most well-known examples. Let's pull back the curtain on the world of sports and see what's really happening behind the scenes. Let's start with the basics. Sports washing is a form of reputation management in which countries, companies, or organizations use sports events, teams, or sponsorships to improve their public image. The idea is that the positive emotions, excitement, and unity sports create can overshadow negative associations, such as poor human rights records, political corruption, or environmental issues. Through hosting major sporting events, investing in teams, or sponsoring high-profile athletes, sports washing allows entities to rebrand themselves on a global stage. While the term itself is relatively new, the practice has been around for decades, if not centuries. So, why does sports washing work so well? One reason is that sports evoke strong emotions and create a sense of community. When people watch their favorite team or player, they're not just thinking about politics. They're caught up in the thrill of competition, national pride, and the camaraderie of cheering together. This can make sports a powerful tool for reshaping public opinion. Sports washing is also effective because sports events draw massive global attention. Whether it's the Olympics, the World Cup, or a major league game, millions tune in, creating a prime opportunity for sponsors and hosts to showcase a positive image to a huge audience. By associating themselves with something as popular as sports, entities can distract the public from controversial issues and focus on something everyone loves. Some of the most well-known instances of sports washing have taken place during major global sporting events, where host countries use the platform to improve their international reputation. Here are a few notable examples. 1936 Berlin Olympics. The Berlin Olympics are one of the earliest examples of sports washing. Nazi Germany used the event to present a powerful, modern image to the world, while hiding its oppressive regime and policies. Through impressive stadiums, grand ceremonies, and a propaganda machine, the regime painted a picture of unity and strength that masked its human rights abuses. Qatar World Cup 2022. Qatar's hosting of the 2022 FIFA World Cup drew criticism due to the country's treatment of migrant workers, LGBTQ+ rights issues, and restrictive policies. Despite the controversies, Qatar's investment in state-of-the-art stadiums and global marketing shifted much of the focus onto the spectacle of the event rather than its human rights record. Saudi Arabia's investment in sports. Saudi Arabia has been investing heavily in sports, from buying stakes in soccer clubs to hosting high-profile boxing matches and Formula One races. These moves have been widely seen as an attempt to distract from the country's human rights issues and improve its image on the global stage. Russia's 2018 FIFA World Cup. Russia's hosting of the 2018 World Cup was seen as a way to improve its image internationally, despite its involvement in conflicts and political controversies. By hosting a successful event, Russia was able to showcase itself as a welcoming, organized, and powerful nation, despite ongoing geopolitical issues. One of the main drivers behind sports washing is money. Hosting major sporting events or sponsoring teams requires huge financial resources, but the returns can be significant. For many countries and corporations, the investment is seen as worthwhile because it builds soft power, influence achieved through attraction rather than force. By investing in sports, these entities gain access to global audiences and build goodwill. Sports washing also involves partnerships with teams and leagues, many of which depend on corporate sponsors for revenue. This relationship creates a cycle where money flows into sports from companies or countries looking to improve their image, and teams or leagues benefit financially by associating with these sponsors. The result? Both parties gain, but the public may not be fully aware of the motivations or ethical issues behind these partnerships. Sports washing doesn't just affect countries and corporations, it also puts athletes, teams, and fans in a difficult position. Athletes may be aware of the controversies surrounding their sponsors or the countries they compete in, but they often face a dilemma. Should they speak out against injustices, risking sponsorship deals and career opportunities, or stay silent and continue to benefit financially? Teams and leagues face similar challenges. Many are pressured to choose between lucrative sponsorship deals with ethically questionable partners and their own values. For example, a soccer club may receive a generous offer from a government with a poor human rights record, but accepting it could lead to backlash from fans and damage its reputation. The ethical dilemma is complex. On one hand, sports organizations want to provide financial stability for their players and teams. On the other, accepting sponsorships or partnerships from controversial sources may conflict with the values of fair play, inclusivity, and integrity that sports represent. Sports washing doesn't just stay on the field, it also affects fans. For many fans, discovering that their favorite team or player is tied to controversial sponsors can be disappointing, even disillusioning. Sports are often seen as a way to escape the negativity of daily life, but sports washing brings political and ethical issues right into the stadium. Fans may feel torn between their loyalty to a team and their personal values. Some choose to stop supporting teams or brands involved in sports washing, while others may feel that sports are separate from politics and continue their support regardless. Sports washing complicates what used to be a straightforward relationship between fans and sports, making it harder for fans to enjoy the game without being reminded of the ethical implications. One of the biggest debates around sports washing is whether sports and politics should be separated. Some argue that sports should be a neutral ground, free from political agendas, where people from all backgrounds can come together in unity. Others point out that sports have always been political, whether it's athletes speaking out for social justice or nations competing for prestige on the world stage. The reality is that sports and politics are deeply intertwined, especially when major international events are involved. Sports washing is a reminder that while sports have the power to bring people together, they can also be used as a tool for political agendas. Finding a balance between celebrating the joy of sports and being aware of the ethical issues behind them is a challenge that fans, teams, and organizations all face. Sports washing is a complex issue that challenges our view of sports as a neutral, unifying force. While it may seem harmless on the surface, it often masks deeper issues and influences how we perceive the entities behind the events we love. By staying informed, making conscious choices, and using our voices, we can appreciate sports without losing sight of the ethical considerations behind them. Thanks for tuning in to today's episode. If you found this discussion insightful, share it with a friend who loves sports as much as you do. Until next time, stay curious and keep looking beyond the game.